How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
A few of any sort, and none of name.
The victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro bestowed a great honour on a young Florentine called Claudio.
And much deserved on his part. He had borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb, feats of a lion. If indeed better expectations you must expect me to tell you how.
I pray you, is Signor Mantanto returned from the war or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort. My cousin means Senor Benedict. A Padua? Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as he ever was.
I pray you, how many have ye killed and eaten in these wars? But how many have ye killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
He has done good service, lady, in these wars.
You have musty victual, and he hath hope to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady, but what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, man to a man, stuffed with all honourable virtues.
Alas, it is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. Stuffing! Well, we're all mortal.
You must not mistake, my niece. There's a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wit fed halting off, so now is the whole man governed with 1. So that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse, for it is all the wealth that he hath left to be known a reasonable creature.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No, if he were, I would burn my stomach. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young squire now who will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is in the company of the most right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he hath caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000.
I'm one friend of you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not to the hot January.
Oh, Pedro is French!
Good Signor Leonardo, you are come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes its leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother had many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you should ask her?
Signor Benedict, no, you were then but a child.
You have it full, Benedict. We may guess by this what you are, being a man. Truly, the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honourable father.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have her head on his shoulders for all Messina, as like in that she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die when she has such neat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
And then is courtesy a turncoat, for it's certain I am loved of all ladies. Only you accepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a heart, but truly, I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God and my cold blood I am of your humour for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
Oh, God keep your ladyships in the eye. So some gentleman or other escaped predestined scratch face.
Scratching could not make it worse. And 'twere such a face as yours were.
Ooh, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I wish my horse had the speed of your tongue. And so if you continue her, but in God's name I have done.
You always end with a Jade's trick. I know you're old.
That is the Shuffleball Leonardo. Signor Claudio, Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonardo has invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at least a month.
I bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I'm not of many words, but I thank you.
Please, your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonardo. We will go together.
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Oh, is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do? Or as a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this combination I can afford her, there being no other than she is. But I do not like her.
I think as I am in sport, I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Oh, can the world buy such a jewel?
Yay! And a kiss to put it into.
In my eyes, she's the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin. If she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her in the 1st of May, but the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband. Have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary if Hero would be my wife.
Is come to this! Have not the world one man that will wear this cap with suspicion? Go to! Here comes Don Pedro to seek you out.
What secret hath held you here that you've fallen unto Leonardo's? I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You see, Count Claudio, I can be as secret as a dumb man, but upon my allegiance, mark you this, upon my allegiance, he is in love. With who? That is your grace's part. With Hero, Leonardo's short daughter.
Amen if you love her, but the lady is well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I spoke my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my true troths and face, my lord, I spoke
That
mine.
I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I can neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Well, thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
That a woman conceive me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give most humble thanks. That I will hang my bugle in invisible baldric. All women shall pardon me. For I will do them the right to trust any, I will do them the wrong to trust none. Therefore, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die. Look pale with love.
Oh, with hunger, with sickness, or with anger, my lord, not with love. If ever I prove to lose more blood with love than I can gain get with drinking, pluck out my eyes with a ballad maker's pen, and hang me like the sign of a brothel house, or the sign of blind Cupid.
If ever thou dost fall from that faith, that will prove a notable argument.
If thou do, hang me in a bottle like a cat, and let him shoot at me. And he that hits me, clap him on the back and call down.
Well, as time shall try, even the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
Oh, the savage bull may. But ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off my bull's horns, set them in my bonnet, and let me be violated. Hey! Oi! And here with such letters writ, here you may see Benedict, the married man.
If this should ever happen, thou wouldst be born mad.
In the meantime, Signor Benedict, repair to Leonardo. Commend me to him. Tell him I won't fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
And so I leave you. Examine your conscience.
My liege, your highness come to me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach about how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero, she's his only heir. How dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward in this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and the war thoughts have left their places vacant, in their rooms come thronging, soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it. And I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her. It was not to this end that thou beganst to twist so fine a story.
Sweetly you do minister to love, that no loves grief by his complexion. But lest my liking might too sudden seem, I would have salved it with a longer treatise.
What need the bridge much broader than the flood? The fairest grant is the necessity. Look, what will serve as fit is once thou lovest, and I will fit thee with remedy. I know we shall have revelling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero that I am Claudio. Then, in her bosom will I unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
What a good year, my lord. Why are you this out of measure sad?
There's no measured occasion that breeds. Therefore, the sadness is without limits.
Do you hear reason?
And when I've heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least the patient suffers.
I wonder thou, as thou sayest, born under Saturn, goes about by a moral medicine to mortify mischief. I can hide as I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach and wait on no man's leisure. Sleep when I'm drowsy and tend to no man's business. Laugh when I'm merry and claw at no man in his humour.
Yeah, but you must not make full show of this, till you may do so without controlment. You have of late out against your brother, and he hath newly taken you into his grace, where it is impossible for you to take root, unless you make fair weather yourself. It is needful for you to frame the season for your own harvest.
I'd rather get a canker in the hedge than a rose in his grace. The benefits my blood be disdained of all than to fashion a character of love for many. In this, no, it could be said that I'm a flattering honest man, must not be denied, but I'm a plain dealing villain. I'm trustful with Boswell and franchised by clock. Therefore I decree not to sing in my cage. But if I had my mouth I would bite. If I had my liberty I would do my liking. In the meantime, seek not all to me, and let me be as I am.
My lord, we can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve as a model to wish him on? Who is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Why, 'tis your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
The proper squire? And who which way looks he?
On Hero, Leonato's heir and daughter.
A very forward march, chick. How came you to this?
Being entertained as a perfumer, from smoky and musty room, comes with the Prince and Claudio, hand in hand in sad conference. So whipped behind the arras, and heard it agreed upon that the Prince will woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, he'll earn Count Claudio.
Come. This may prove food to my displeasure. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are sure will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let's go prove what's to be done.
Was Count John not here at supper?
How tardily that gentleman looks! I never can see him, but I'm heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between himself and Benedick. One is too like an image and says nothing. The other too like my lady's eldest son, ever more tattling.
Then half of Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half of Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's
With a
face.
good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man could win any woman in the world if he could get a good will.
By my troth, niece, thou would never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue. So, by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
I could not abide a husband who had a beard on his face. I had rather lie than woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman. He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth, he is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore I will even take sixpence in earnest of the bear ward and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell.
No, but to the gate. And there will the devil meet me. Like an old kobold with his horns on his head, he will say to me, "Go to heaven, Beatrice." Get to heaven. Here's no place for you, maids. Away to St. Peter for the heavens. And he will show me where the bachelors sit, and there live we, as merry as the days long. Yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, else make another curtsy and say, "Father, as it please thee."
Daughter, if the prince do solicit you in this kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you are not wooed in good time. If the prince be too important, tell him there is measure in everything. And so dance.
The revellers are entering. Make them move.
Say you walk softly and look sweet and say nothing. I'm yours for the walk. And especially when I walk away.
With me in your company,
I may say so when I please.
and when please you to say so.
When I like your favour. For God defend the loot should be like the case.
My advisor is Philemon's roof, and within the house is Joan.
Why then? Your advisor should be Thatch.
Speak low if you speak love.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall bother me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are.
Not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my wit out of 100 merry days. Why, this was Signor Benedick that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Oh, not I. Believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you. What is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull fool. Only his wit is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy, for he both pleases men and angers them. They laugh at him and then they beat him. I'm sure he's in the fleet. And would he have boarded me?
Well, I know the gentleman. I tell you what you say.
Do. We must follow the leaders.
In every good thingy.
Claire Maltese!
and I will join with her father to break them about her. All the ladies follow, but one visor remains.
Ah, that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
You know me well, I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her, for she is no equal to him in his blood. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I've heard him swear his affection.
So did I too. He swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedict. But hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so the prince woos me himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself and trust no agent. For beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melted into blood. This is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrust it not. Farewell, therefore, Hero.
Come, Claudio.
Yea, the same.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
About your own business, Count, for the prince have got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Do you think the prince would have served you
I
thus?
pray you, leave me.
Now, poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. But that my Lady Beatrice should not know me, and not know me. The prince's fool, ha! Not be so reputed. It is the base, the bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person, and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
How now, Signor? Where's the Count? Did you see him?
I found him here as melancholy in a lodge in a warren.
And I told him, and I think I told him true,
That your grace had got the goodwill of this young lady.
And what's his fault? The Lady Beatrice had the quarrel to you, sir. The gentleman she danced with told us he's much wronged by you.
she misused me past the endurance of a block. She told me, not thinking I'd be myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great Thor. Huddling jest upon jest in possible conveyance, I stood like a man at a mark, with the whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath was terrible as her turbinations, there were no living thing near her. She would infect to the North Star. So an all quiet perturbation follows her.
Oh, look, here she comes.
Good sir, would you commend me to do any service to the world's end? I would go on the slightest errand now to the Antipodes. Then you can devise to send me. Fetch you a hair from the great Sham's beard. Do you any embassage rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy?
You have no employment for me?
None. Oh, but to desire your good company.
Oh God, sir, here's a dish I cannot endure. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You've lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord, he lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for his single one. Marry, once before he won it of me with false dice, therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You put him down, lady. You put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I prove the mother of fools. I have brought the Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
How now, Count? Wherefore art thou sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sick, nor sad, nor merry, nor well, but Sybil, Count. Sibyl's an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think you're blazoned to be true. Though I'll be sworn if he be so. His conceit is false. Here, Claudio. I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage. God give thee joy.
Can take of me my daughter and my fortunes. His Grace have made the match, and grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count. 'Tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I'm well but little happy if I can say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin. Or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it. It keeps on the windy side of care. And my cousin tells him in his ear that he's in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good lord, for alliance! Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I'm sunburnt. I may sit in the corner and cry hey-ho for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I had rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father had excellent husbands if a maid could come by him.
Will you have me, lady?
No. Unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me. But to be merry best becomes you throughout your question. You were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. And then there was a star danced. And under that I was born. Cousins. God give you joy.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There is little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is seldom sad, but when she sleeps, and never sad then, for I've heard my daughter say that she often dreams of unhappiness and wakes herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of her husband.
Oh, by no means.
If she were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Claudia, when are you due to go to church?
Oh, tomorrow, my lord.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence just a 7 night, and a time too brief too to have all things answer my mind.
How come you shake your head so long and breathing? But I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labours, which is to bring Signor Benedict and Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection. I would fain have it a match, and am not but to fashion it, so long as you will minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
I will, my lord, though it cost me 10 nights watching.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero.
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours!
Oh.
For we are the only love girls. Come, go in with me, and I shall tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter Leonardo